Okay, this is to demonstrate the Fusion Cobra. I hope this shows up nice on the video. I see a lot of videos where it's kind of hard to see the colors because they're either too dark or too light. So I chose kind of a sea foamy green because hopefully it's in the middle range and you can see it okay. And a contrasting color white, and I hope it shows up well enough that you won't have a problem seeing it in the video. So I'm going to do a 7-inch bracelet. So I did, just for wiggle room, 8 feet of blue and 4 feet of the white for the fusion part. Now you want to put the white around your little buckle like that. Make sure it's even. And you're going to tie, you're going to have the loops come, you're going to have the cord come up through the bottom of your buckle so that you can tie your white onto it as you do your first knot. I'm just going to leave that, I'm being too picky. So hopefully you can see this okay. I'll check it before I let it get up to the... So do your first, I just do a regular go right into it and tie it off. You can see your white, hopefully it shows up nice in the video. Now you get set up for your first little Cobra stitch here, or Solomon as some people call it. Take your right and put it under your right and then up through the core. And then pull it, type it not so tight that you lose it on the left side. Tighten up your knot and then tighten this up a little bit. And keep it on the right side so you always know it goes on the right. Then going on to the next knot, get it all ready. Same with the left. Bring it underneath your left side and then up through the core. Tighten it a little bit. Tighten up your regular Cobra Solomon knot. Tighten this up a little bit more. Now you can see the left side is on the bottom, but you want to keep it on the left. And I've memorized a good way to remember which one goes next is I got my nubby, my knot on the right. So I'll set up my thing, and that means I got to take the cord from the right, and it's on the top, and bring it underneath your right knot and then up through the core. Tighten it a little. Tighten your knot up. And now if you can do this in one shot, more power to you. I've been working on computers for 20 plus years, so struggle with the carpal tunnel, so I don't have the strength to tighten it up in one shot. So I got to do by little bits. So I'll keep doing this a little bit more. So hopefully by just me doing it, you can see how the knots work up and how lovely, 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 lovely that this fusion knot, this fusion stitch really is. And I had tried to find some videos myself, but there were none to be found. And a lovely man, Roland, on the Parachute Crafters group site on Facebook, directed me to a tutorial that was still images. And I was able to figure it out through that. But I know that a lot of people are visual, and if it's a complicated knot on the same way, I will need a video. So I'm doing this at the request of a couple of people who said yes when I offered. And this is my first instructional video ever. So I hope I don't sound like a goofball. But this is how you do it. And I hope that it helps people learn the Fusion Cobra. You just keep working your way down, same as regular Cobra, and tie it off. Now, I hope I'm not going too fast either. Maybe I should slow down like that lovely gentleman from Tying It All Together. His videos are phenomenal. He does his videos so nice and slowly, and gives you time, pauses enough to give you time to look at it and see where you're supposed to be, that I was actually able to do this Celtic braid along with him in the video. Woohoo! So, moving on. I'm going to show you the whole thing because I'll show you how I try and weave in the ends when you get to the bottom, because down the bottom you got to figure out how to do that. And there was no instructions on how you might tie your ends off or weave them in. So I actually figured out a way, and you don't have to do it. If you find a better way, more power to you, and maybe share. But it's what I figured out how to do, so it doesn't ruin the pattern too much. Up under the bottom, underneath everything, and up through the core. The end gets tight. You can see how lovely the pattern is when you get even halfway done. Now, I actually did a video already, and the bracelet broke on me because I didn't like my black. I don't like the way the outer core melts. Kind of wondering if it's fake paracord. Now, this is where the tricky parts come in now, because it's getting so tight and so close that you're going to want to grab something in there to get that bad boy down in there. I have these awesome, but they're in the other room and I'm not going to stop the video. Nice, really even thinner than this, jewelry thingies. I can't think of the word right now. I'm nervous. Alright, so I'm going to push this up just a little bit to try and get this last knot in here, because this is going to be a little booger. See if I can't get it though. I mean, I just usually just cram it down in there. Grab the, I don't know if you can see that, grab the cord and pull it through for my last little knot, because it gets really tight towards the end. Alright, I think we're done, so now what I'll do is, now because you don't want these hanging out in the front, you got to try and get them in the back. So what I usually do is loosen up my knot just a little bit, and I'll take this white and stick it down in here. Yeah. And then stick this bad boy down with this blue here, so that it kind of looks sort of like the pattern. I mean, it's not exact, but it's going to be underneath anyway, so you won't really notice it. That didn't work out well. Thinking I probably need to do something slightly different. Oh, I know what it is. Weave it over the knot and then through the back of the loop. I think that's what I did. I always have to sit there and figure it out every time to try and get it to stay close to what the pattern is. I mean, that's not exactly on pattern, but it's better than having them stick up and having them go in all weird ways like I just had. So then I tie it nice and tight, and I singe the purple, the main color, the knots first, which in this case is this bluey-greeny sea color. So, and I'll do the front first, because usually what I end up is I have all three in the back, so I can cut and singe those all at once. But I do this outer one first and make sure everything's nice and tight. Snip it and go. Now usually I have a piece of metal here, because metal is the best. I'll use my scissors for now, because you can rock it back and forth. That way, when you melt it, there's not sharp parts up against your wrist, itching your wrist or bothering your wrist or making an irritation. So, oh, kitty! Very curious kitty, loves to get in on the action. All right, so there's the 3 pieces. Now I definitely need a piece. I'll use these scissors for now. I apologize for not having everything ready and set up and ready to go. Ooh. So I'll burn all 3 at once. I need more lighters. I have found since crafting these that I'm running out of lighters quickly. And then same thing, rock it. So that way you kind of contour the nylon as it's melting. Move, kitty. Love you, but move. There you go. And hopefully I didn't ruin everything enough that you can see what I did. I was off camera when I was showing how to weave in the ends. Now, to weave in the ends, you open up the knot like I said, and you can take this blue one, this white one here, and go up over this knot and through the loop of the back knot. I don't know if you can see that okay. So it kind of finishes off another little diagonal. It's not going to be perfectly on pattern, but you get the idea. And then stuff this one in through this way. And then tighten up your knots as usual, kind of like placing them, and tighten them nice and tight. And you kind of get almost like a little zipper effect, but it's better than some of the other things that I've tried. Tightened up tight. I finally got my ruler out here, and you can snip the end, do the front first, so you get it nice and tight. I rock it, like I said, contour. It melts up okay. Now you end up with these 3 in the back. I try and tighten them up a little bit more before I snip them, and get them in the 3. Tighten them up, not too tight though, and I snip them all at once. Then I'll try and do it left-handed. Not very good there. And then you can singe them all at once, and then rock it on the metal. As I said, then you end up with a smoother finish. It doesn't irritate the wrist so much. And that's the ending, and that you have your Fusion Cobra.